Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar on Study Abroad in Berlin with FUBest in our webinar series in 2016. Our presenters today are, I'm very delighted that Christina Reda from the FUBest program is available today to talk to us a little bit more about the program and Berlin as a great study destination. And my name is Hanni Geist. I am the DAAD Information Officer in the San Francisco office. And I will talk to you a little bit more about DAAD opportunities. And also I will be your host for today. And I will be collecting questions and I will be moderating the Q&A at the very end of this webinar. And before we start, I would like to get a few general questions out of the way. So first of all, I record this webinar and I will make this available later on our DAAD.org website. And I also upload the presentations that I prepared and also the presentation by FUBest. And I will share these as well. And you can find them on our DAAD.org website, but I will also send you a follow-up email with a direct link to it. Now, all of you are muted, but you are able to communicate with me throughout the webinar if you have any questions. You can use the question function that you see here. Your panel looks maybe a little bit different because I have the organizer function, but essentially you have the same opportunities here to get in touch with me. So just type your question here. If you have any technical issues, for example, you can always get in touch with me. But also if you have questions about DAAD or FUBest, feel free to get in touch right away. And then I will collect these questions and later on I will ask Christina on these questions in our Q&A. Now, so our agenda for today is you will learn a little bit more about DAAD and the scholarships and grants, specifically also that you can use for the FUBest program. And then Christina will get into more detail about the program itself, about the subject courses that are offered, about a new program that's called German Plus. And also we'll talk to you a little bit more about extracurricular activities and also volunteering and internship opportunities that are offered through FUBest. And you will hear more about student accommodations and opportunities for homestays and for apartments. And now, before we go into the FUBest part, I would like to talk to you a little bit more about DAAD. You may be familiar with it. You may not know a lot about it. So DAAD is, simply put, the higher education arm of the German government. And we're an independent association of German universities. DAAD provides scholarships and grants, of course. That's also available at all stages and in all disciplines. But we also inform about counseling, about studying and research in Germany. So if you have any general questions, we're also there for you to provide information for that. And on a more broader scale, we also support the internationalization of German universities and the study of German languages and cultures abroad. So if you have any questions, if you're here in the United States and you have any questions about studying German here because you want to prepare for a stay in Germany, you can also get in touch to get more information. And just as an illustration, you can see here, DAAD has really offices worldwide. We, in fact, have more than 70 offices. But here in the United States, you have the New York office and the San Francisco office. And if you are going to apply for DAAD scholarships and grants, you will apply online, but then you will also have to submit your application through the post office, and you will be sending your application to New York. And this is where the committee will meet and will evaluate your application. Now, why study in Germany? You are listening to this webinar because you have a general interest. So you probably have a lot of great reasons why you would like to study in Germany. And but I have a few more maybe to encourage you to study in Germany. So first of all, there's a great quality of education. You can find great universities, very old universities that have a very high reputation. when it comes to teaching, but also research opportunities. And you may have heard already that studying in Germany either comes with a very low cost or even no cost at all. And when we talk about cost here, we're talking about tuition fees. That at most universities, public universities, they don't charge any tuition fees to German students, but also to international students. And as a student, if you study in Germany, you also have great career opportunities, and you will hear more about that today in the presentation that Christina will give you here in a little bit. Career opportunities that are offered through the FUBES program for internships. But of course, beyond that, Germany offers a lot of great opportunities to actually stay in Germany. And as a student, you can actually stay in Germany if you study there, if you pursue a degree. After you obtain a degree, you can actually stay in Germany to look for internships and career opportunities. And that's, of course, very important as well, our great German language and culture and a lot of social life. And especially, of course, if you look at the FUBES program, and Christina will address that more in a short while. Berlin has great opportunities for museums, for other social life, for outdoor activities. But other cities in Germany you can visit while you're a student. And also other European countries are a great way to explore and to also broaden your horizon and kind of have a classroom outside the classroom experience. And third, or not third, but the last point that I would like to talk about is safety. You may have heard about maybe some issues that are happening in Europe at the moment, but really when you look at Germany and about the safety in Germany, Germany is a very safe place to study as a young student and as an advanced student. So this is a really great place for you, but also maybe if you have to talk to your parents and for them to feel more comfortable in letting you stay abroad. Germany is a great and safe place to study. Now, the DAAD scholarships that we offer are vast. They're scholarships really for study abroad, for internships, for senior thesis research, and even to pursue master's and a PhD. This is not a webinar for DAAD scholarships and grants. If you're interested in that, there will be a webinar just for that on September 27th. Of 2016. There will be a webinar, but you can also see the recording for more information. But just for you to know, there are a lot of scholarships and grants opportunities that are open to all students in all fields. You don't necessarily have to know German to begin with, and the program itself doesn't have to be in German. You will get health insurance and you get some travel reimbursements as well. And for this specific study opportunity that you will hear about very soon to FUBES in Berlin, you can actually apply for the undergraduate scholarship. This is available for students with a sophomore or junior standing at the time of the application. And you can apply for either 1 semester or 2 semesters. Again, it's open to all academic fields. You will receive 650 euros a month. And if you're not familiar with the costs that you may encounter while you live in Germany, really, a lot of the students don't have a whole lot more than 650 euros. And it includes also insurance and a travel stipend. If you are going to go in the fall or in the spring of 17 or 18, you will have to apply to the deadline that's coming up in January 31st, 2017. So if you wanted to study with FUBES in the spring of 2018, you will still have to apply for the grant January 31st, 2017. Now, before I hand over the microphone to Christina, I would just wanted to guide you to a few more resources. Again, a lot of the scholarships that I talked about and many more, you can look up at DAAD.org, and you will also find more information if you connect with us on our DAAD.org, on our DAAD North America page. on Facebook and also on Twitter. And you can, of course, subscribe to our newsletter to really get the most up-to-date information on studying in Germany and also the scholarships and grants. And now I would like to hand over the microphone and the presentation to Christina, who will talk to you about studying abroad in Berlin with the FBS program.
Hello, everybody, and a big thank you to Hani and the DAAD for allowing me to present my program to you. Very happy to have this opportunity. And as you can see here, I will really jump in here. We're very lucky to have Hani as an expert on FUBES because she knows the program very well. She was with us for a while and has all the insights and can correct me if I'm saying anything wrong, which I hope I don't. I'd just like to start again by saying a couple of more words on Berlin. Since you're here with us, you have already a slight interest in this great city, which I'm a native of, so I'm going to boast a little about it. Berlin really is the largest German city and also, I would say, the most open, international and multicultural one. We have roughly 3.4 million inhabitants of all kinds of backgrounds. We have a lot to offer for any student of history, political science, but also culture and society in general, because there's a very diverse population here, old and young, with sort of old German heritage and also newcomers from all kinds of expertise fields, a lot of students here. So we have a rich and dramatic past that is basically visible in everything that we do. It influences who we are and how we communicate, how we present ourselves. The political center is here, so you can also experience the political present in Germany at a very close angle.
Christina, do you actually, I'm sorry to interrupt you, do you actually have your presentation open? Because I just see the GoToWebinar.
No, I do. I do.
Because I only see the screen with GoToWebinar on there. So is there maybe someone else logged in?
Not really. Where's the show my screen? Hang on, where's that?
Where's your the presentation? Do you actually have it open?
I do.
Because I do. I see the home screen, Paris and Purdue directory. I see your I see your Firefox or your browser, but I don't see your presentation.
Okay. I can open it again. Oh yeah. Now it changed. Now it opens my screen. It's blue. Okay. Can you see it now?
Now it's a blue screen. Yeah, if you can.
I'll just try it again. Yeah.
Sorry to those that are listening and just now seeing a blue screen. I apologize for the technical issues. We had a test and it worked wonderfully, but now it seems that there are a few.
So I'm not sure what
Yeah, you are right, Sabrina. Technology can be annoying. You can also.
It's not my screen.
You can also just quickly send the presentation to me, and then I can have it on my screen if that. Because it seems like this is there's something funky going on, and you're also. I think now I have you 15 times as a presenter which is
I swear I didn't do it. I'll do it right away. Hang on. I'm sorry.
bear with us for a few seconds here. And while I open the presentation, maybe Christina can already talk a little bit more in general about the FOBES program, and so I can open the presentation.
I can certainly do it even at 3 o'clock in the morning. So. Okay, I'm sending this to Annie now. Hopefully that will work. Okay. Okay. As I was saying, Berlin is really the city to come to. I have to say that if you want to come to Germany, there's really only one city that you have to go, and that is Berlin. We have, especially for young people of all sorts, a tremendous amount of cultural offerings. We have things for people interested in classical, cultural bits like museums, opera house, and theaters, but we also, as you will probably know, have a very lively art music scene. We have countless clubs, we have alternative art forms, a lot of things going on at the same time, festivals, events, shows, so that's really a very young, student-oriented, and also a very affordable city. I think it's the most affordable city in all of Germany, and also by European standards. In order to access all of this, which is a very great plus of Berlin, we have a first-class public transportation network, which makes it easy to get around the city at all times of day or night. So it's really not only within the city, but also in Germany, easy access to all of the places that you would like to see. And also we're at the heart of at least Central Europe, so it's an easy ride to go to all the places in Europe that you've always wanted to see.
And now we have the presentation available. So.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. The question is just how I... You have to click for me now?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Okay, so we've been there. Okay, next one, please. We also would like to tell you a little more about Freie Universität Berlin, which we are an official program of. Freie Universität Berlin European Studies Program is our complete name. Freie Universität is one of Germany's premier institutions of higher education. We were founded in 1948, so we're relatively young, but still have a lot of experience in education that is really designed to meet the needs of our students. We have approximately, just carry on, honey, we'll just see, go along with me. We have approximately 31,000 students in more than 180 degree programs, and added to that are PhD programs and a lot more on offer. Freie Universität has always had, from its very foundation, a strong international profile. It was founded with the help of many international, especially American partners. And we also are a very dedicated leader in international education and exchange a lot of information with all of our colleagues worldwide. And we're also interested in receiving and sending out students because we really think that the future of education and any international cooperation is in the exchange of students and knowledge. We have a relatively high percentage of foreign students here, about 16% of our students. We have numerous partnerships with foreign universities, especially in the US, and that's also very important for this program. We are an intensive program, a semester program. We run in 2 semesters. They are about 15 weeks each. We have a fall semester and a spring semester. The fall semester has recently started this year and will carry on till the middle of December, and will start again in spring, in early February, and run through middle or end of May. This was really designed for a North American clientele. So basically, it was in the interest of students whose calendar requirements in their home institutions did not allow them to leave in order to pursue studies at German universities. You may know that the calendar is slightly different in German universities. So we adopted the North American calendar. It's also a program for students who are not yet up to par in their German language abilities in order to follow an integrated course of study at any German university. And we also have a large support and extracurricular scheme that is, I think, not really comparable to what many German universities can regularly offer for all of the funding that they have. We have not a larger staff and are assisting our students a lot more intensely than I think is regularly the case. Proud to boast that we are the largest semester-based study abroad program that is running on the North American calendar in Germany. Currently, we have numbers around 150 to 180 participants per semester. We have more than 10 years of experience, and 95 of our participants come from US universities and colleges because of the idea behind the program that I just described. And you can see, I think that's the last fall group huddled together in the sunshine. Mm-hmm. What are our courses? What are we offering? We feature mandatory German language instruction, but don't worry, no panic, no prior knowledge is required, so you can come as absolute beginners, which I think more than 50% of our students actually are. We offer German classes in 2 intensity levels. Either you choose to have intensive German instruction, which means that you learn German 4 days a week in the morning. You will cover 2 levels of German in the semester, so it's really ambitious, but also a lot of fun, because you really learn a lot. You'll have about 132 contact hours over the semester, and we offer anything from beginner 1 to advanced 2 level of proficiency. Or if you say, okay, that's a bit much for me, I'm happy to know enough German to get around and I would like to focus more on the subject courses, then you are able to choose the beginning experiential German track, where you have class 2 days a week in the morning, plus 6 additional excursion days, which will lead you to 84 contact hours. This is the beginner 1 level over the whole semester, but it's only open to absolute beginners. As soon as you have any knowledge or have taken any German class back home or anywhere else, you are in for the intensive German. You can also take it if you're an absolute beginner. You can also take intensive German beginner 1, which a lot of people choose, because this is really a place where you can actually practice and learn and use the language every single day. We also have subject courses, of course, which take place in the afternoon, and students choose anything between 2 and 4 of these in their semester. They are mostly taught in English and have about 45 contact hours, which is, as I know from many of you, a home institution requirement. For those students who are courageous enough and able to pursue their studies here at FU Best in German and say, I'm advanced in German and I would really like to, or I have to, from my home university, take some German instruction. We are now offering a brand new German Plus package that I'm going to talk about in a little while. This is all taught in German for students with advanced German knowledge. A word on our subjects and structures, because that's what students are always interested in. We have a vast range of disciplines, mostly from the social sciences and humanities, which is what Freie Universität Berlin as such is great in. So you see everything, the classics from history, political science, philosophy. Great way to study philosophy is, of course, in German and in Germany. We have film and media studies, sociology, anything that you see there, and very often we have more than 1 class in these specific fields. You can combine whatever you want as long as the schedule permits this, and we design our classes and our schedules so that you can combine clusters, as it were. So you can take the 2 business classes or even 3 business classes. You can have 2 or 3 environmental studies, energy science, sustainability classes. You can combine art history and architecture. So we really look at what would students be interested in. The subject classes meet once a week, and they also feature independent projects and field work. That's for the subject classes. And then if you're interested in more details, please go to our website, www.fubest.org, and you can find all of our syllabi for the subject classes and also for the German language classes online. So if you just go to academic program, as you can see in the top left, and choose courses, you'll see our list of currently, I think, 33 subject classes and the German language portion up above, and you click on any of those and this will open the window on the right. You'll find more information on all of the classes, the instructors, and always on the top of the page you can download the syllabus as PDF versions. You can share this with your instructors and advisors back home so you know way before you even apply what would transfer and what is possible for you to choose, and also what you can expect from the class. We have 2 exciting new subject courses in 2017, which are visible on the next slide. The one first is called The Reformation Heritage in Germany and Europe, which is very fitting because we have the 500th anniversary of the Protestant Reformation next year. So this seminar will explore the legacy of the Protestant Reformation, not only in Germany but also in Europe, and it will include a field trip to the town of Wittenberg, where Martin Luther was working and also developing his theses. The other one, which I'm also very happy to be able to announce, is a course called Green Business, which combines sustainability studies and actually really business studies, looks at developments and trends and great ideas that people in Germany and Europe have come up with to reduce pollution, to do business in a sustainable way, to market this as something that customers could really choose over other offers. This is a very practical, very hands-on class for business students, but also students of sustainability. And it culminates in the development of a green business with a green business plan. So that's what you have to do then. A word on our German Plus package. This is really for students looking for instruction in German, but who are either lacking a direct exchange agreement at their home university with the German university, or who find the calendar problematic and would really love to go on the American calendar but have their instruction in German. So this is a fixed package, a combination of 2 advanced German language courses and 3 subject courses. Everything is taught in German, and that means also that all papers and all exams will be in German, but don't worry, we're here to help you. You have a language prerequisite for this one. You have to have completed German on either the Advanced 1 or the Advanced 2 level. If you're a German major, you may well be up to that, or if you have a German family. We have a couple of students every year who fulfill these requirements. You would either start with a German C2 language class if you've completed Advanced 1. If you've already completed German C2, we will give you an introduction to teaching German as a foreign language, which you can use back home as a way of financing your studies, of moving up in the German studies academic society, and also to really get some idea of whether that might be something that you could do later on for a living. And in the second half of the semester, we'll turn our attention to academic writing in German, which you will need because that will be the time when your papers are due in German. So we're there to support you, and these courses are basically interlinked. In the subject class area, again, same structure, German language in the morning and subject classes in the afternoon. You will have these 3 fixed classes. One's a theater class, which actually really involves you going to the theater and watching plays in German, which is something that you, I think, will hardly find anywhere in the US. We also have a theater workshop at the end of this class. It's really great. The other one is deals with German and art history and the question of whether there is or has been a German form of art, or what artists have considered to be a national art form. And the third one is a history, political science, culture studies class on German identity or identities, which deals with stereotypes and cliches and asks, for example, the image of made in Germany, how much is true of that, or the home of the of poets, and is that still true? And which of these stereotypes do we like as Germans, and which do we rather not like as much? Which is going to be another great class. So if you're after that and interested in that, you can find more information about that as well on our homepage, or just contact us. Then we have a concept that is true to all of the classes and all of the courses, be they German language or subject, which is the principle of the extended classroom, which we find extremely important in study abroad. If you are studying abroad, you should realize that you are abroad and use the resources that the abroad setting has to offer you. So we use Berlin in all of our classes as an academic resource, historically, culturally, and also politically, which means that excursions within the city are an integral part of all of our courses. For example, we visit museums or galleries in the art history classes. We go on city tours for the architecture classes or the political science classes. We visit memorials and discuss their effects. We also visit political cultural institutions, talk to people who are influencing decision makers, go to think tanks, representatives of also academic institutions, and apply what we've learned in a classroom to really see this come to life with Berliners and Germans. We also go to exhibitions or roundtable discussions. And in German language, it starts from beginner 1. You are sent out into the city to practice your German, because it's no use just sitting in a classroom talking to your teacher, but you will actually talk to Germans, and especially Berliners, who are a very specific brand of Germans with a very specific kind of humor, but they're great people to talk to. So this is really something that we have in all of our classes. And in addition to that, we offer volunteering opportunities and an internship option for all of the students who want to delve deeper into German culture and leave the admittedly existing American bubble that we have in the program because of the setup that we have, but we offer a lot of ways to break out of this community, which is good to have at times, but at other times you really want to experience more of Berlin and more of Germany. So volunteering opportunities, if you let us know that you're interested, we are going to match you with institutions. We have cultural institutions, we have social work opportunities, work with the churches, a lot of opportunities to work with refugees at the moment. There's really something for every taste. We have very experienced and long-term partners who know what they expect, who know your schedules. This is something that you dedicate time, I would say, once a week, and a great way of interacting with Germans and also to practice your German and get some insight into how society is organized here. I'll say a little more on the internship option in a couple of slides, go into more detail with that. We also have a cultural program that is pretty unique for all I know. First of all of our students receive a pass for all of the state museums in Berlin, roughly between 25 and 30, so free entrance of the whole semester. It's a great offer. Some of them are really World Heritage sites. It's worthwhile visiting. We also give you the possibility to attend 2 events, a choice of classical concerts, opera, ballet, very accessible pieces. We always have Carmen and the Nutcracker, Swan Lake, the Magic Flute, and also soccer games to our local Hertha team, struggling and fighting hard to make it in the world of soccer. Which is great because it's going to take place in the Olympic Stadium, which is in itself a site worth visiting, and with the added, excitement of an actual game going on, this is something that you're not to miss. We also take you on a week-long excursion every semester to usually a mixture of German European destinations. My colleague just left this afternoon to take our students to Hamburg, Copenhagen, Nuremberg and Prague, and Krakow and Warsaw. Next spring they'll be going to Frankfurt and Prague and Cologne, Luxembourg, and in fall again to Dresden, Prague, the Netherlands and Belgium, Krakow, Poland again. So we have a range of destinations, which is really great fun, and also from an academic standpoint, it's not just the touristy sites, but we really go into detail and behind-the-scenes knowledge on these excursions. It's all included in the program fee, which I'm going to come to in a second. And if you need still more ways of interacting with Germans, we offer a German Stammtisch, which is roughly translated as a regulars table. Almost every week we meet in pubs all over Berlin, meet with German students that you will not have as much access to during the semester, but that's a place that they like to come to. We practice our German. We also give you a little more relaxed and fun insights about German culture. And we also offer to match you with a German language tandem partner if you really want to practice one-on-one. You can be a beginner with a lot of German students who love to practice their English with you. It's all there if you want to interact and immerse yourself a little more. We're here to help you. Internships. Now that might be of interest to a couple of you. This is a relatively new offer that we have. As of now, the internships always take place after the spring semester because our schedule is just too full to have a meaningful internship experience during the semester. But after spring, in June, July, where Berlin is simply a beautiful place, you can sign up at a workplace. It's a full-time internship, which means anything between 30 and 40 hours per week, and they are 8 weeks in duration. The placement, which a partner organization of ours will undertake, will be related to your field of study, so it has to have some connection to what you're actually studying. And this offer includes an academic colloquium on intercultural differences, some particularities of German work culture and German work ethic, so you really know what your boss means when he insists on saying Sie to you and not offering you the more familiar du, how we spend our breaks, how we write our emails, which is a nice intercultural experience in itself. There's a fee of, at the moment, 3,375 euros. That includes housing in an apartment. You will be insured through us, and the matching process and continuous advising and support, as well as the colloquium, are included in that. Be prepared that most of these internships are probably going to be unpaid, but they are for credit, so you can earn 10 ECTS, depending on how your university will transfer that. This is a really good investment, and it's also an invaluable experience in your CV. It will make a big difference on the job market, not only interning as such, but interning in a foreign country with a foreign language, more or less on your own. This is something that employers will really look at very favorably. So again, if you're interested, talk to us. They have a very close support network for this option as well.
Does she know what the application? Does she know any?
A question that we always, or that's always on people's minds is, oh yes, but what about visa matters? It's so complicated to get that. The good news is that US and Canadian citizens in our program do not need to apply for a visa before they enter the European Union. So you can just come here on your 90 days tourist visa and we will take care of everything else on we'll handle immigration matters, get your residency permit, just asking you to provide some paperwork, but we'll take care of this for you. And also, good to know, you will be enrolled as actual Freie Universität Berlin students, which means that you have a student ID and
nothing. Yeah, they have all the. I have
our facilities. Our libraries, services like the sports facilities that we have here. You can use the used
exactly for my final
at the Mensa, and your student ID. And this is
yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna have
perfect.
Christina, just there's some like someone talking in the background that's actually quite loud.
Nobody here but me. So it's not on mine.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Well, then I think there are some other computers maybe logged on. Never mind. I'm sorry then.
Your student ID doubles as a public transportation pass, so you have all of Berlin right at your fingertips and do not have to worry about getting tickets while you are here. That's better now. Okay. All of those issues, I can go into more detail after the presentation. Just a brief word on quality assurance, because some people are unsure about what this means, Program of Freie Universität Berlin. We are a full, legitimate program of Freie Universität, are monitored closely by an academic board. We adhere to Freie Universität Berlin teaching standards. We award ECTS credits on an official Freie Universität transcript, so even if you are not studying with other Freie Universität German students, you are just like one of them. We've also successfully completed the Forum on Education Abroad's QUIP program, which means that we adhere to high standards in the field. And in order to keep those standards high, we have relatively small classes. In the German language classes, it's 15 students maximum, and per subject course we have a limit of 20 students, so we can have some decent and meaningful discussions in the classroom. We have also available on website transparent academic regulations, so if you're interested in what expects you here and what we pledge ourselves to, you can go through all of that even before you apply. We also take very seriously what students have to say about our program, so we ask for your evaluations at the end of each semester and try to improve what we can. Just to give you an idea of who we are partnering with already, a range of large, small universities. The University of California EAP program is our biggest partner, also one of our founding partners, but we also have across the USA a large range of other very, very renowned and established institutions of higher education. This is just a selection. All in all, official partners, we have more than 45, but we also have other universities regularly sending us students without an official partnership agreement. So you may see your university there. If not, you could be the first to come. I think you're also interested in fees, which is something that you really need to know about, because that's what you base a study decision on, among other factors. We are very affordable in terms of international competition, also Europe-wide, relatively modest fees. An application technology fee of 100 euros. Then there's tuition, no matter how many classes you take, anything between 2 and 4 subject courses, in addition to your German language intensity that you've chosen. Housing fee, we house our students either in studio apartments or in homestays. Both have their advantages, and both have points where people may say, I'm not sure whether that's the right option for me, so we offer both. Of course, the homestay is a lot more intense when it comes to cultural immersion, where the studio apartment gives you more possibility to interact among each other, and maybe also a little more freedom to come and go as you please without having to take into account your family's situation and stuff that they may arrange for you, which is a great way of getting to know German culture as well. And the program fee of 2,000 euros, which you see includes a lot of interesting things, as a lot of events that we organize, the student ID, which also is the public transportation pass, the cultural program I mentioned, all of your study materials, the books and the readers that you need for your classes, and also liability and accident insurance. The week-long program excursion is included in that as well. So all in all, you'll end up at around 7,700 euros. If you find anything that compares to that, I'm happy to hear about it. The range of services that we offer. Then dates and deadlines as my almost last point, because I already saw a question popping up. The fall 16 cycle has just started, but we're still open to accept applications for spring 2017. Here you can see our semester days. We start at the end of January and run through May 19th. And the application deadline for that, you still have a little time, is November 1st. This year. So we have about 5 weeks to make that decision, go onto our website right away, check out what you need, ask your university whether they already have an agreement with us. So this is, I think, still doable. If you need a little more time, or you already have made up your mind for what you want to do in the spring, you can also go to choose to come in fall, which will start at the end of August and run through the middle of December. And for that, you have time until April 1st next year. So anyone who's spontaneous enough to still grab that chance, we're happy to hear from you, give you advice, talk to you about courses and other stuff. That's it for FU Best. I wanted to mention, because you see the gaps in between our semesters, if you think, hey, Germany and Berlin is so cool, I just want to do some more, I want to stay in between, you can check out our sister program, FUBIS. We run back to back, so you can come for a whole year and get all the high quality instruction that you want. They are short-term international summer and winter university with a range of nationalities, much more diverse than we are. They have 3 terms. They have a J term in January, which nicely covers the period between our fall semester and our spring semester. They have a summer term, a 6-week one that's directed to the North American calendar as well, which you can very well take after our spring semester, or you can come early in summer for term 3 and then stay on for a fall semester. Or you can just stay for a whole year. We're happy to have you here. They also have German language or subject classes, no mandatory German involved there. And you can find all of their information, also their syllabi, their fees, their exact dates for 2017 on the website www.fubis.org. A great program as well, and it ties in very nicely with us. So having said that, I think that's it from me. Thank you very much for your attention. I'm happy to answer any questions that you may have, and on the following slide you can also again see my contact details if you're eager to start a communication with us. Thank you very much.
Great, thank you, Christina. That's a great picture, by the way. I love it. Wonderful. It doesn't change all that much, but I wanted to show you our faces again when you ask us a question. But we do have one question, and that's regarding the internships. Is that actually only available to students that participated in the FOBEST program, or is that available also to students who can participate in the FOBEST program, maybe will do it afterwards, but are at the moment only interested in the internships? What is availability here?
Yeah, that is something that we're actually working on at the moment. As it is designed by us now, we just need the final green light from the university. But as we want to have it, that would also opportunity to just take the internship with the colloquium. There are just probably a couple of different let's say bureaucratic things in the application that we would have to do differently for those students. But if you're interested in that, just please feel free to write us an email and we can work out the details on that. The duration will probably be the same and the costs as well, because they're really separate from the semester. But yes, please feel free to send me an email.
Mm-hmm. And then that's actually a question for me, but that's also maybe good in general also for you to know, Christina, if someone asks you that. So the question is, can non-U.S. citizens who are regular students at universities in the U.S. can apply for internships? So that's, I guess then that is actually a question for you, if they're non-U.S. citizens. So if the citizenship actually plays a role in applying to the program and also to the internships.
No, it does for neither of the two options. So we take care, as I said, of the visa for all of our US and Canadian and a couple of other nationalities participants. If you are from countries such as, for example, China or parts of Southern America, then you will have to apply for a visa before you come, but we will alert you to that because we know what these countries are. We'll assist you. We'll assist you with the admission letter and all the support that you need from us, and let you know what steps you have to take. But applying for the program or for the internship is not depending on your citizenship. As long as you have a visa or residency permit, both is open to you.
Mm-hmm. And then there is a question again. You mentioned that in your presentation, but maybe you can elaborate on that a little bit again. If the university doesn't have an agreement with FOBEST, if a student can still apply, and this is from someone who says that the university's German program is very small and the student needs to complete German classes for the minor. So can you elaborate on that again, please?
Of course, we are absolutely free to take any student who wants to join us, wants to study with us. We do not need agreements. We do not need any other prerequisite as long as you have a certain GPA and fulfill our admission requirements. That means you have to be over 18 and you have to have a certain study level. Just in the progression of your study course, we are happy to really have individual students, which I think have about 10 to 20 every semester, who just come as, we call them free movers or loaners. Please, yes, do come. That's one of the great advantages I think that we offer, that you do not need to have an exchange agreement with either FOBEST or Freie Universität in general, and especially, for example, with the German Plus, we are looking at exactly those students who say, I don't know where to get my German completed or on a higher level. My university is small. We do not have such agreements. Yes, please. Let the huddled masses come to us. We're very happy to we'd love to have you.
Mm-hmm. Just from my side, just a reminder. If you don't have an agreement, so when you have an agreement, the university knows that what the credits look like and what the transcript looks like. So if you don't have an agreement, or if you're not at a university that has an agreement, my advice is to really communicate with your study abroad office and with your study advisors, and take advantage of the FOBEST website and really the detailed information on the courses that are offered. And before you leave, just make sure you actually show your professors and your advisors what you intend to do, just to make sure that really the courses that you want to take can be transferred, because they're part of your program and part of the requirements. So that is my only advice for you if you're not at a university who has that agreement, just to make the transition period and then also the period where they evaluate your transcript is a little bit easier afterwards. Christina, could you elaborate a little bit more on the semester fees? I think it's not just to say a little bit more like, yeah, they have to pay a little bit on the housing, but what are the actual tuition fees that they have to pay for the program? I know that there are a lot of fees involved that also cover other costs, but what are the actual fees for the tuition that they have to pay for the FUBEST program?
Right. This really depends on the, let's say, the setup that you use to come to FUBEST. The fees that we have on our website and that I showed you are really for those people who come directly to us and who pay their bill, as it were, directly to us. So again, we have an application fee of 100 euros. It's also non-refundable because we do have some work that goes into anything related to the application process already. The tuition fee is 3,300 euros as a set price. So if you take 4 or 5 courses, it doesn't matter. It really is a lump sum of 3,300 euros. The housing, either in the apartments or the homestay, is 2,300 euros. You can opt out of that. Say, I have family in Berlin, or I have friends living there, or I want to share a flat with someone I met, I don't know, traveling, or with someone else from my university. You can do that. Then the housing fee would not apply. So that's 2,300 euros that you could spend on something else. But be aware that this may cause complications for your visa and residency permit. So be aware who you are taking up residence with. Airbnb is a very popular thing at the moment, but we always advise students to at least get some sort of contract so we know who you're renting from. If anything happens, what are the legal consequences for that. And then the program fee, which covers all of the activities that we have, the cultural program, the course materials, student ID, public transportation, etc., etc. The transcript, that's 2,000 euros. So sort of the rough naked fees that we charge are 7,700 euros. Now, if your university has a specific setup for FUBEST, which usually includes, for example, an automatic transfer of credits, there may be different fees that apply. Sometimes you have both options coming directly to us at the risk of not having all of your credits transferred. If you're at the end of your studies and say, I really want to do it for the experience, that may be an option that's attractive to you. Consult with your university, with your home institution, what they would charge if you have to go through their study abroad office. If you can come as a loaner, as it were, 7,700 euros, just the program. And then, of course, you have travel expenses that you need to take into account, some living costs, but most of it is actually covered by us, apart from food and your cultural activities, and, of course, personal travel that you undertake during the semester. And we know that a lot of students do a lot of traveling. So that's something that really depends on what your style of living is, and, again, on what the setup with your home institution is.
I have 2 more questions here, and one is regarding homestays. If you could tell us a little bit more about that, and I think more specifically, maybe like how do you choose the homestays, where are they located, and just a little bit more background information on that.
Right. Homestays are, as I said, a great way of getting to know more of German culture. We have a range of different setups. We have families with or without children. We have single persons. We have couples. So there's a matching process undertaken by a homestay coordinator who has been working with us for even longer than the program exists. She currently has about 80 families under her wings. She's a great communicator, takes care of all of our students residing in homestays. She carefully monitors and chooses these families, talks to them constantly, is there for, let's say, for human misunderstandings that happen in any such a setting. The students stay there. They have breakfast and a warm meal every day included in that housing fee of 2,300 euros. Studio apartments are self-catering, so that would be additional costs that apply. But in the homestays, you get your breakfast and also a warm meal, depending on whether you're home for lunch or in the evening. Depends on your course schedule. They're great families. They live not really all over Berlin. We try to have them more or less close to our campus, which means the west, the southwest, and the center of Berlin. But the more requests we have, the more families we need. They'll be living in normal residential areas. Generally speaking, public transport to university from basically wherever you are is about 40 to 50 minutes. So that's a commuter university, which is perfectly normal to everybody studying here. It's not a campus situation. We have a quick sprint over campus and but that also means that you are in the city with families. Even if you're absolute beginners, they'll love to have you. They speak English. They can help you settling smoothly into this new environment. It's a great way of interacting with, getting to know German traditions, holidays, how they celebrate holidays, what really interests young people or people of a certain age, political events happening from an insider's perspective, as it were. It's a great opportunity to do that. And yes, we'll match you, get a homestay statement from you, and our homestay coordinator will check out what your, for example, dietary restrictions are, whether you have any allergies, what you are interested in, and try to match you with a suitable family. But they're all great, but some are just have that extra, whatever, musical interest or professional orientation that may well fit your studies. So she's doing a great job in that.
Mm-hmm. Great, thank you. Yeah, and then the last question that I would like to ask was someone just wanted to clarification if for the FUBIS program, if you have to have had the FUBES program experience to be able to do FUBIS. So can you just briefly talk about that again?
No, they're really two separate programs, but they're arranged nicely back to back. So, of course, if you take FUBEST, you have some language experience already and can then follow up with that in the FUBIS program. But the courses as such are separate from one another. There will be, we will offer a reduction for those who have completed one program and then continue with the sister program, no matter what the direction is, which one you start with. Since there are different varieties of that, we can talk about details of how much that is on an individual basis. But we want to make it easier and more attractive for students to come and stay a little longer. They're great colleagues. They know what we do. We know what they do. So you'll settle in smoothly here. And if you already know, for example, that you're going to take FUBIS after FUBEST, then we will also visa accordingly if you already know that. So you don't have to worry about that as well.
Yeah, I think of them more as like sister programs that kind of have parallel programs. I think that's a good way of looking at it with a different schedule. Mm-hmm. Perfect. Well, those are all the questions for now. Thank you, Christina, very much for joining us today. It's great to hear about FUBEST again. I hear a few things have changed, but not that much. So if you have any more additional questions, again, I will upload the presentation, so you will have Christina's email information. I encourage you, if you have questions, to also get in touch with me. And in regards to the DAAD scholarship, again, as a reminder, there will be a webinar September 27th on all the undergraduate and graduate scholarships that are available to you. So if you decide to go on the FUBEST program, for example, and I can assure you, you probably will be hooked and you want to come back, and that's what we want. We want you to get interested in Germany, and hopefully you will even be interested in a master's or even PhD. And DAAD has funding for that. We will talk about that on September 27th. So you can find more information on our DAAD.org website. If you can't find it, also shoot me an email and I can send you the link so you can register for that webinar as well. Christina, is there anything that you would like to say before we close this webinar?
Again, thank you very much for making this possible to present ourselves, and I hope that we have a ton of students who are just listening in. And then as well, if you have any questions, no matter how specific or how stupid it may sound to you, there are no stupid questions, just stupid answers. So please do contact me at any time, and I'll try to reply as quickly as possible.
Great.
And see you soon in Berlin.
Yeah, see you in Berlin. It really is. I mean, I'm also from Berlin, so I think I'm a little biased as well. Berlin really is a great city, and it's a very eclectic city, and there's definitely something for everyone. So thank you very much for joining us today. Hope to hear you sometime soon at a different webinar. I hope you have a wonderful day. Christina, for you, wonderful evening. It's already... was it 6:30, 7:30 now?
7:30, yeah.
It's 7:30, so it's time for you to go home. Thank you very much for joining us. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.